What's going on, NFL watchers? Week 4 is upon us. Tonight kicks off Thursday night football. I might sound a little bit down. It's because my team is 0-3. I know a lot of people expected this start. I actually didn't. I thought we can at least win one or two of these games have been winnable. We'll not dwell on the past. We got to just move forward and hope we can pull off a win this week. But I want to go over this whole week 4 schedule and give my predictions on the card. Prediction on the schedule this week. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe to the Mechee from the Midwest podcast for your latest NFL updates. Tonight for Thursday night football, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the Arizona Cardinals going off at 8:15 tonight. I'm rocking with Seattle. I thought when they lost Geno Smith and DK Metcalf that the Seahawks was taking a step backwards to rebuild, but they actually had some pieces there. They went signed Sam Darnold. He came off a great year with Minnesota, and Jackson Smith, I want to say, was I think this might be his second or third year in the league. He's been looking pretty good, so he's the number one receiver there. And they picked up Cooper Kupp. Kenneth Walker Jr. looks a little bit healthier than he was last year. So Seattle has been looking good. Both of these teams are 2-1 right now, which is crazy because they usually don't both start off solid like this. But I'm rocking with Seattle tonight. I don't really believe in Arizona Cardinals. Yes, they're 2-1, but they haven't really beat anybody like in particular that makes them so great right now. They're just off to a good start. Um, who is it? James Conner is out. I think he's going to be out for quite some time. I want to say they said he might be out for a couple months, maybe for the whole season. I don't know if he tore his ACL, but I think it was a knee problem that what happened. So with him being out, I want to say the backup is Benson or something like that. So we look forward to him having a good game. Marvin Harrison Jr. has been dropping some passes. He's been very mediocre so far to start the season off. But with Trey McBride at the is tight end, he's been looking pretty good. He's been the number one target. He's the only one that's really catching the ball. I think this will be a solid game, a back and forth game. I'm hoping a high scoring game with these two 40 plus points total at least. But I just think Seattle should be able to pull it off on the road. So I'm rocking with Seattle to win tonight. Next game we got is Minnesota Vikings versus Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh pulled off a win last week. Um, the Minnesota Vikings pulled off an impressive win with Carson Wentz getting a second start. I don't think JJ McCarthy is going to be starting. So I'm a rock with Pittsburgh just because they're at home and they usually play better at home. They don't lose too many games at home for the most part, but I think that they should be able to pull off the win just because I don't believe in the Vikings defense. The offense has been okay with Carson Wentz. The Vikings had some big interceptions last week that put the game out of hand with them scoring 44 points. But I just believe the Pittsburgh Steelers is the better team for this game. So I'll rock with Pittsburgh. Washington Commanders versus the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons looked terrible last week. Commanders look good with Marcus Mariota starting. I think that Jaden Daniels might not be playing this game as well. So if Marcus Start is getting the start again, I think Commanders will be able to pull it off. He fit in pretty good last week. Atlanta just don't look good. Penny's got to do a little better at spreading the ball. They got to get Bijan activated early in the game and keep punishing him on the run game. But Pitts, London, all the Mooney, I think Mooney just got back. Penix just got to get it to his receivers, and he did that in college. But when it comes from college to NFL, you just got to see it's a different ball game, and you just got to adapt and play better. So I'm rocking with the Commanders on the road to win this one. Next is the Chargers versus the New York Giants. Giants have made a quarterback switch. They will not be starting Russell Wilson. They gave my man 3 games and put his ass on the bench. In comes rookie Jackson Dart. He will be starting this week. I think this is a bad start for him to be starting against a team, a well-coached team, as in the Chargers. So I'm going with the Chargers to win on the road. They've been looking good so far. I know Khalil Mack is down, but they looked okay with him not playing. As long as they continue to put pressure on this rookie, I think that the Chargers will be able to pull off the win. So I'm rocking with the Chargers for that one. Next should be a good game. The Philadelphia Eagles versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. These two have been back and forth. The Bucks have had their number as of lately in the last maybe 2 seasons. I want to say put the Eagles out maybe 3 years ago, and after that they've been able to get the best of them in during the regular season. The only problem with this game right here that I'm going to pick the Eagles, not just because they're the better team currently playing, but Mike Evans will be out this game. He has a hamstring injury. He will be out for 2, maybe 3 games. And you know, as you get up there in age, them boys get to pull their hamstring a lot in the NFL. So that's going to be a big blow for them. I know the young rookie from Ohio State, Amika, has been balling out, but somebody else is going to have to step up in Mike Evans' spot. I don't think Godwin's back this week. If Godwin was back, I would say that Tampa Bay could pull this off, but I just think that the Eagles, the defense is great, and I think that Jalen Hurts should be able to do a couple things this game to keep up that from his performance based off his second half performance last game. If he keeps that up, they should be able to get rid of the Buccaneers easily. But you never know when you're playing at home. You got the crowd behind you. Most teams can get that crowd involved to be that 12th man and pull off the win. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles to make the safe bet on that one. After that, we got the Carolina Panthers versus the Patriots. The Panthers pulled off a 30-0 beating on Atlanta Hawks, a divisional rival. They're going against the Patriots. The Patriots haven't looked too impressive this year so far. They have everything on paper. They look like a solid team, but they've lost. I want to say they lost 2 games right now, so they might be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they 1-2, but they should be able to pull out the win against the Panthers. I think the Panthers have come down off their high horse this game, so I'm gonna go with the Patriots to win this one at home. Next is the Saints and the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are a minus 1,400, so this is the biggest odds of the week. They're saying the Saints ain't got a chance, so they might lose by at least 20 plus. I'm saying Bills just look good. They look like a contender so far. The Saints look like they're preparing to pick first in the draft with this next draft coming up. So I'm gonna go with the Bills to pull that one off. We got 2 more games for the 1 p.m. games. The Cleveland Browns versus Detroit Lions. Now, Cleveland Browns currently have the number one defense. And you know, defense wins a lot of games. Flacco just has to find a way to stay in the game as well. With the Lions defense looking suspect in the secondary, if Flacco could get Judy open a couple of times, their other big targets, they can pull this win off. I'm just going based off having the number one defense. If you can stop a high power scoring team like the Detroit Lions from scoring, the Cleveland Browns can pull it off. Garrett is going to be putting a lot of pressure on Jared Goff this game. So if you put Jared Goff under pressure, it's going to cause some fumbles. It's going to cause some interceptions, and that could put them in short field where Flacco could just let these young running backs run the ball and kill the clock. That's what Cleveland needs to do this game is manage the clock. If they're able to hold on to the ball as long as possible and force turnovers, they can pull it off. But for the safe bet, I'm going with the more high-powered offense. The Detroit Lions just got way too mapping. They got 2 running backs that just scored 2 touchdowns. They got a speed receiver. They got a St. Brown, a slot receiver, or wherever you put him, he can ball out. And then you got a tight end. You got 5 pieces right there, pretty much, that can just do what they want with the defense. So I don't think Myles Garrett's going to be able to do it on his own, even though he hasn't been doing it on his own. With him putting so much pressure on Jared Goff, I just don't think that's going to be able to get the job done. So I'm going to rock with the Lions on that one. Next game, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the 49ers. That's going to be a game I probably won't even pay any attention to. If I had to pick, I'll say the 49ers just because they look like the better team right now. The Colts, Indianapolis Colts versus the Rams. That should be the game of one of the games of the week. We got a couple of games of the week. We'll get into that now because most of these games are the late games. Colts and the Rams. As bad as I want to say that the Colts don't have what it takes, they look like a solid team. This is a either or type of game right here. It's like a 50-50 game for me because the Colts offense looks great. They're going to be without Pierce, I think. I think he has a concussion from playing the Titans, even though they beat the hell out of us. He came away with a concussion. The Rams defense looked good. The offense looked good, but the offense slowed down in the second half versus the Eagles, and they blew that 26-7 lead in the third quarter. Got 2 field goal blocked. I want to say the Rams bounced back, not just because they're at home, but because this young team is going to put pressure on Jalen Hurts, and I don't think they're going to let him scramble as much. It's going to force him to pass the ball. Not Jalen Hurts. Daniel Jones. They're going to put pressure on Daniel Jones. It's going to be the biggest test for him so far. I thought the Broncos defense was solid, but I think this game right here, the Rams defense is going to be solid. They're going to be looking to chase Daniel Jones down, force him to make bad plays. And Buckner, he's going to be able to shut down some stuff on defense. Might put some pressure on Stafford. So, like I said, this game is 50-50, but I'm going to go with the Rams to win this one at home. They definitely the Rams need this one after that embarrassing comeback loss. The Bears versus the Raiders. I'm gonna go with the Bears just because they looked good last week. I know the Raiders still got some pieces they got to figure out to mesh better together. Bears, like I said, they looked good. That the way that they played last week versus the Dallas Cowboys is the way they should be playing going forward. Spread the ball out, play some defense, get your hand on the ball, lock down some of these receivers. Stop letting them just get wide open down the field and make easy plays on y'all. So I'm gonna actually go with the Bears to win that one. Last game for 4 o'clock will be the Baltimore Ravens versus the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a game that should be must watch. I'm rocking with the Ravens on this one, not just because I don't like the Chiefs, but Derrick Henry has fumbled the ball 3 games in a row. I know that's going to be on his mind the whole time. With the Chiefs defense looking sorry and just trash outside of Chris Jones, I think this is the game that Derrick Henry is going to be bouncing to the outside, breaking big runs. He should get an easily 100 yards plus. And then you got Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson just got to take care of the ball, not scramble back too far. He got to stop scrambling back so far and throwing, not trying to throw the ball, taking a sack. He just needs to throw the ball away. He needs to keep this game. He needs to win this game because he can't start losing to all the top teams that people been comparing you to for the last couple of years. If you're going to be the MVP, the best quarterback in the league, you got to beat the best dude. So I'm actually going with Baltimore on the road to pull that one off. 8 p.m. game is going to be the biggest game of the week. The game of the week is the Green Bay Packers with Micah Parsons returning to Dallas to play the Dallas Cowboys. This game right here, Michael Parsons said it's going to be a painful game. That means he's look forward to him putting pressure on Dak Prescott all game. He's going to put him on his ass a couple of times, maybe multiple times. You'll see Dak getting up off the ground. I think so. That offensive line is not going to be to hold up with Rashard Gary and Michael Parsons putting pressure on him, and then you got the defensive tackle. I'm drawing a blank right now that got traded for Michael Parsons. He's looking for revenge tour too because now he's playing his return. He's playing Green Bay for the first time as a Dallas Cowboy. So this should be a real good game. I just believe Green Bay is the better team. Dallas, it looks like Dallas is going to be without CeeDee Lamb. That's a game changer right there. If you don't got your number one receiver, that just raises eyebrows that somebody's going to have to step back up, which would be George Pickens. Can he keep it cool and stop just doing dumb stuff? He's doing the same thing he was doing in Pittsburgh here in Dallas. He has no discipline out there. He has to play better. But right now, as of now, I got the Green Bay Packers beating on the Dallas Cowboys for that Sunday night game. The last two games for Monday night is 2 games that really won't really be worth watching for the most part. I would say the Jets versus the Dolphins. Both the Jets and the Dolphins are 0-3. I'm not paying attention to that. If I had to pick a team to win, I think Dolphins should be able to win at home. Um, the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Broncos, that's not going to be a good game either. Denver should win easily because Browning just looked horrible. The Browning that y'all just seen last week versus Minnesota is the Browning I believe we're going to see going forward. I don't think he's going to get any better. He's going to force the ball a lot. There's going to be a lot of turnovers. I can see him getting benched. If he don't get benched this game, it'll be the next game. And Cincinnati is just going to be in tank mode for the rest of the year. That's my opinion, though. Last game I want to talk about was my team versus the Houston Texans. Tennessee Titans versus the Houston Texans. Another bum bowl because both teams are 0-3. This is a must-win with us being in the AFC South division, one of the weakest divisions. This is a game that's must-win to keep up. If the Colts are 3-0 right now, if they lose this game, if the Titans win this game, we're 1-3. We're only 2 games back from number one. We got an easy schedule coming up outside of the Chargers and the Colts. About 5 of those games in a row, we're going to be able to be games that we should be able to win. Last video cut off. I didn't really get to talk about what I felt about the team. I just want to be brief about it. Last game, another game with 10 plus turnovers. Receivers not catching the ball when they need to. Um, Cam Ward threw an interception on the first possession, trying to lob it to Tony Pollard. You can't start the game off with a pick six. That's just an uphill battle we got to face. We kick way too many field goals that's out of our range. I don't care if this dude can kick 60 yards. That don't mean line up and try to do a 64-yard kick every single time. Sometimes it's better just putting the ball down there, getting it deep into the territory, into the 5 or 10-yard line, and make that team work its way up the field instead of putting them at the 40 with them only doing like three plays and being in there for a touchdown. We have to do better. On the defense, my boy Sneed has been looking horrible. As much as he's been saying that he's back, he want to play the full game. He's got cooked 2 games in a row for touchdowns, pass interference, defensive holding. He's being too aggressive. I know I like aggressive cornerbacks, but you got to know how to play the camera. Like if the ref can't see it, then it's cool. But if you're gonna be blamed out, just reaching out to grab somebody by their collar or something like that, we're gonna lose those type of games. Also, on top of that, the Tennessee Titans have traded away Jarvis Brownlee to the New York Jets, so they're just gonna put them at the number 2 cornerback. Even though he didn't play too good for us, he had potential to me. With us drafting him in the 5th round, he had potential. He was a starter. He was our second best one currently. But with him not playing, I don't know who's going to step. I don't know if Baker Jr. is going to play or this other dude that we picked up from the Ravens is going to play. I'm not sure what's going on with Roger McCurry if he's playing yet. But Snead, if he's going to be number 1, we need him to shut down that whole side. Whatever side he on, he has to shut it down. Now, as far as Houston will be at home. They still have a solid defense. The offense looks horrible. That offensive line, we only have 2 sacks so far this season. We need to put pressure on CJ Stroud just like these other 3 teams did and apply pressure to him and put him on his back, make him make bad plays, keep him scrambling for big yard losses. That is the only way we're going to win this game. If CJ usually when it's games like this that a team is 0-3 or winless against us, they come out there and get their confidence back and go on the street. We could not allow that with a divisional rival. We're already 0-1 in the division. We can't go 0-2 early in the season like this. So, with that being said, I'm going with my team. This is a game that I got to pick my team because we both got the same record. We both 0-3. I'm rocking with my team. Now, they might get a little muggy these next couple of weeks, but I got to see how they play this week. I'm going with my team to win. We have to win by 10 plus or more to get our confidence back. Calvin Ridley has to step up. He needs to catch the ball. He's been looking way below average lately to be a man that's getting paid $80 million for 4 years. He got to turn up the switch, have a big game, score something, somebody that score. DK has been balling out. Our other rookie, Eric, Ayo something like I can't remember. I can't even pronounce his Ayo Maynard or something like that. He's been balling out. But this offensive line needs to protect Cam Ward. Cam Ward got to make sure he's paying attention to the defense, seeing who's scrambling out there, who's getting doubled, who's in single coverage. Use your arm, man. Do what you did in college. Like I said, I know it's 2 different animals, but he just has to play better. So I'm rocking with the Tennessee Titans to win. Again, this is my predictions for this week. I have Seattle over Arizona, the Steelers over the Vikings, Commanders over Falcons, Chargers over Giants, Titans over Texans, Eagles over Buccaneers, Patriots over the Panthers, Bills over the Saints, Lions over the Browns, 49ers over Jaguars, the Rams over the Colts, the Bears over Raiders, Ravens over Chiefs, Packers over Cowboys, Dolphins over Jets, and the last game, Broncos over the Bengals. That's all I got for y'all this week. Week 4, again, will be kicking off tonight. Make sure y'all tune into it. I think that's on Prime Video. Like, share, subscribe to the Mechee from the Midwest podcast for your latest NFL updates on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Spotify.